Man, we just can't have nice things anymore, can we? Hi, what's up, everybody? So I wake up this morning and I check the news feed, and what do I find? That Tom Hardy has been fired from the show Mobland from Paramount Plus. And I was really praying and hoping, like, this is just internet rumor. It's not that bad. It'll be cleared up eventually by the real reporters, the real journalists in the movie industry. And what do I find? That is actually true. And I was really bummed out about this. You know, Mobland, for those of you who don't know, is a Paramount Plus series executive produced by Guy Ritchie and follows a family of gangsters in England. And Tom Hardy plays Harry de Souza, basically the fixer of this gangster family. And it has just a stacked cast, Pierce Brosnan, Helen Mirren, Paddy Considine, just incredible cast of characters and really coming together and making this work. I really loved season 1 a lot and was really looking forward to season 2. And now it's just kind of bittersweet, And as I'm, reading the articles and kind of figuring out, putting the pieces together as to what exactly happened, it just kind of sucks. It really seems to me boils down to like a clash of egos. And so it kind of came to a head and, Tom Hardy was unceremoniously invited to not come back for season 3. Now, what you see in the trades is that, he was chronically late to set. He was given script notes to the writer, which, I thought a lot of leads in a cast would do. Like, hey, what about this? What about that? I mean, I don't see it as something particularly odd or disrespectful for an actor to be having his own ideas. I thought that was a collaborative thing that I always hear about, when it comes to, making movies or even TV series. The lateness I can kind of understand. And this is something that stems from something that I read, like, I think even a couple of years ago, where Tom Hardy and Charlize Theron, like, regularly clashed on the set of Mad Max Fury Road because, she prides herself on being very professional, always early to the set, knows her lines inside and out, and just like she's a pro. And Tom Hardy, part of his process apparently is, it's there needs to be a certain amount of, I guess, tension and anxiety to be built up inside of him in order for him to perform in the way that he does. And, I definitely rubbed Charlize Theron the wrong way. But I guess this time around, people weren't having it, especially with the showrunner, Jez Butterworth. And it's just, man, this just really sucks, I remember reading a few months back that Helen Mirren was also getting really annoyed with the constant lateness. And this is not like, he's 10, 15, 20 minutes late. This is hours late. And in the world of Hollywood, time is money. So if he's like, 2-3 hours late, that's everyone else standing around waiting for him, and so that is money that needs to be paid to everyone that is already there, and if you're somebody that's like, on a deadline, as I imagine some of these producers are, it's going to cause some tension. I never expected it to blow over to the fact that they would, just fire him, because he's really the heart of the show. Like Pierce Brosnan's character, Helen Mirren's, and Paddy Considine, and all the other supporting cast, they're great. But Tom Hardy's role was kind of the heart that, he was the glue that kept it all together. Because everyone else is, going crazy with whatever, part of the family that they play. but he kind of all kept it together. He grounded the entire story. And so, okay, what are they going to do? Now, from what I understand, the writer's room is already being built to figure out how they're going to construct season 3. And so we'll see. I mean, the creative minds behind this are really great. Those scripts were amazing. I believe the name of the gentleman who wrote all 10 episodes is Ronan Bennett. I might be a little bit off on that one. But it was all well put together from a script standpoint. And then the performances just added on top of it. But when you're missing the linchpin that kept it all together, that just doesn't really bode well. But we'll see what happens. Anyways, those are my thoughts. What about you guys? Let me know what you think in the comments below. Smash that like button, give me a follow, and I'll see you guys next time.